The Good Ride, forever unsponsored.
Basic again.
So here we are looking at the YES Basic, and I compared it, let's see here, against the Basic Decade, and there was really no comparison. They were just kind of like, they're the same shape, same size. You know, I'm wearing my Good Ride favorite Adidas Tactical ADVs with Union Atlas versus Union Atlas. And you know, the Basic has a little higher rocker, but the Basic Decade has slam back inserts. So that's just gonna win every day in powder. This will be a little better riding centered if you plan not to set it back in powder. And there's only 5 inserts per binding. So don't plan on setting it back that far. If you want a little more directional float, then yeah, you want the typo, or you want to look to something with more inserts and more of a setback. But man, you know, for this price point, it's really not fair, because I think this has got a lot of higher end tech, and it's going to be a lot more expensive. So, you know, it's kind of not a fair comparison. But this Basic was definitely the more buttery, more playful of the two. And let's put you over here so you're a little more visible. But anyways, it was super fun riding this board. It always is. It's such a good board for people who see a lot of hard snow to icy conditions. This underbite technology is really strong. And you know, it grips just enough to where it holds really well in harder snow. It's like a 4.5 out of 5, where like something like the, you know, the Rossi jib saw is going to be more like 5, you know, like a full-on 5. That thing grabs. And when I was riding that today and comparing it against this, which is in the car, I'm too lazy to pull it out, but it grabbed a little too much, and didn't let go in that morning spring hard snow, where this grabbed just fine, and didn't grab as much, but grabbed enough to feel comfortable for me to want to make any kind of turn I wanted. And then as the snow softened up, it didn't grab too much. So I love that. Where the jib saw, I felt like in the morning and all day kind of grabbed a little too much. It's kind of better when it's like, you know, bulletproof, block hard, super gnarly icy days. That's when the jib saw just truly shines. It still wasn't bad at all, but comparing the two, I just felt a little less grab in the softer snow. This is, you know, definitely a little more soft and more buttery than the Basic Decade and the typo, but it's fun. And the base is good for what it is. I think it's an extruded base, but look, don't freak out. It's extruded for a reason. If you don't wax a lot, fuck it. Why do you need a nice base? If you're not waxing every couple days, 2-3 days, then this Basic's actually going to outshine most centered bases, because you know, especially the high-end ones, those things need a lot of wax and need to have the right wax for the right condition, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. If you're just kind of a get up and go out and ride and you don't want to wax all the time, this is going to be much better. It'll still do well if it's waxed, but it's not going to, like, it's not going to ruin your day if it isn't. That's what I love about like bases like this. They don't have these crazy highs or lows. They're just kind of always kind of like, you know, mediocre, like myself, and that's what I love about it. So that's, you know, the Basic. It's super quick edge to edge. It's It's fun to make a carve. It's fun to ride the half pipe with. It's fun to butter with. You can jib with this too. It's kind of soft enough to jib with. Not that I do that much, but I just felt like it was that kind of board that just makes, like, it's a great board if you want stability, you want butterability, you want to be able to make some decent turns. It's not gonna, you know, light your life on fire if you know, you lay out a hard carve with this, but you can ride switch super easy. Yeah, the Basic Decade really just like was the standout today versus the Typo and the Basic. But man, it's, you know, that's a higher price point. It's another level. This did just great. And so if you're thinking you don't really want to set your board back much or at all in powder, then this is the call. If you want to set your board back a little bit, then it's the Typo. And if you want to set your board back a lot, but still have a twin on groomers and really set it back far in powder days, you know, you're looking at the Standard and the Basic Decade. And so there you have it. That's the Basic. It's a you know, it hasn't changed much the last 2 years. It feels a little stiffer this year and last year, but not by that much. It's still that same general fun personality, easy riding, kind of like easy priced, great entry level mountain freestyle to freestyle board. So there you have it. The Good Rides review of the YES Basic.